What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's setup is a little bit different. I know you can see a lot, and that's because I'm not using my camera, I'm using my friend's because my camera broke over the weekend. Yeah, so I'm using my friend's camera, but I have a very special video for you guys today. Today I'm going to be presenting my group's AP Macro Review project. So our AP Macro Review project was on the opportunity cost, absolute and comparative advantage, and the PPC. So we're going to be explaining to you guys in the easiest way possible. Hopefully you guys find this helpful in any way, and if you do, please make sure to hit that like button down below. If you guys are just reviewing, definitely just watch the whole thing because I think I did a pretty good job. I am starting to edit on Final Cut Pro, so I'm starting to get used to that a little bit more. I was using iMovie before, but none of that. Let's just get straight on with the video. Again, if you're new here, subscribe down below. I post some dope stuff, and let's get to it.
A key graph in this unit is the PPC graph, which stands for Production Possibilities Curve. This graph shows the different combinations of two goods that can be produced using full employment of resources. Any combination inside the curve is considered inefficient because resources are not used to the fullest. Being on the curve equals efficiency because you are using your resources to the fullest. Being outside of the curve is a combination that is impossible since you do not have enough resources to produce that combination.
Before we move on, we should explain the concept of opportunity cost. Unlike a trade-off, which includes all options given up when we make a choice, an opportunity cost is the option given up that is most desirable. When it comes to the PPC, there are different types of opportunity cost, showing different types of relationships between production. We can have a constant opportunity cost, where resources are easily adaptable for producing either good. This means you're able to use similar material to make both products, and in doing so, the opportunity costs stays around the same.
So here we'll be looking at two types of graphs. Our first is a constant opportunity cost graph, which is linear, and the increasing opportunity cost graph, which is concave, which we will explain in a little bit. For our first example, we have two products, chocolate and lollipops. As you can see, with every one increase in production of chocolate, the opportunity cost changes an equal amount, aka the slope stays constant.
Now, there's also a concept known as the increasing law of opportunity cost, which is defined as an increase of opportunity cost when there is a production of another unlike product being made. This means resources are not readily adaptable.
So here we have an example of an increasing opportunity cost problem where as you make more laptops, you are able to make less muffins.
There are three shifters of the PPC: change in the quantity or quality of resources, change in technology, and change in trade. Examples of right shifters include an increase in population, better education, technological improvements like faster computer hardware or invention of better machinery, increase its trading, which will decrease opportunity costs to produce more goods. Some examples of left shifters include anything that causes a reduction in resources like natural disasters or disease, use of older and less efficient machinery, or the country decides to stop trading.
So let's move on to absolute and comparative advantage. Absolute advantage is when a country is able to produce a greater quantity of products than its competitors, given the same resources. Whereas comparative advantage is when a country is able to produce goods at a lower opportunity cost. In a given scenario, a country can have absolute advantage in the production of both goods. However, a country can only have comparative advantage in only one good. In order to find absolute and comparative advantage in each situation, you find the per unit opportunity cost in respect to that good. In this example, we're looking at the production of computers and tacos in the United States and in China. When calculating the per unit cost, we look in respect to each country.
Here we're putting the tacos over the computers to evaluate the opportunity cost.
And in order to find the per unit cost for tacos, we take the number of computers and put it over the number of tacos. Since absolute advantage refers to the quantity of goods produced, we can see that the United States has absolute advantage in both computers and tacos. And for comparative advantage, we're looking at the per unit cost that we just calculated. In this case, China has comparative advantage in computers, and the United States has comparative advantage in tacos. An input scenario refers to the amount of resources we need in order to produce those goods. So in this case, we're looking at the number of hours each country takes in order to produce one computer and one taco. So in order to find the per unit opportunity cost for one computer, we actually take the total number of hours for one taco and we put it under the number of hours it takes to produce one computer. We can see that the United States has absolute advantage in the production of one computer, while China has absolute advantage in the production of one taco. However, instead of looking at the greatest number, we're gonna look for the smallest number. Because this is an input problem, we're looking at the least amount of resources that are needed to produce one computer and one taco. This means that the United States has comparative advantage in the production of one computer because it takes less hours to produce than in China. China has comparative advantage in the production of one taco because it takes less hours to produce than in the United States.
So when finishing problems with absolute and comparative advantage, you will likely encounter a question regarding the terms of trade. So what are the terms of trade? Well, basically the terms of trade are the agreed upon conditions that would benefit both countries. So in order to figure out the terms of trade between two countries, you have to know the per unit opportunity cost. So let's look at the example that we used before. So let's look at the right hand side for tacos. So what the terms of trade are for this side of tacos is just a number in between the range. So in this case we have 10 over 9 and 9 over 7. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna choose a number between 10 over 9 and 9 over 7. And that is our terms of trade, because that's what both countries are going to be able to agree upon to trade, and they would benefit from both countries. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you guys found it helpful in any sort of way, definitely give it a thumbs up, like it down below, subscribe. I know I've been really inactive, and that's because I've been stressing about APs and all this other stuff in my life, and I'd really like to post my college stats video, and I know that's in the works right now. I promise to you guys I will get it out soon. Bear with me. But for now, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Have a great day. And remember, stay cool.